That, ladies and gentlemen, we had some technical difficulties that, well, our text fucked up again for some effed up reason. But nevertheless to say, we're getting into our next match. This is going to be 13 versus Rico Rain. As we saw last week, 13 took the loss, even though his apprentice was able to distract the ref to get him have advantage. However, Rico took the advantage of that situation and pinned while the ref was dealing with the his apostle. So, again, we see him ringside, so let's see if the history is going to repeat itself or what. So, let's get right back into it here now, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully our text don't fuck up again. 13 Rico start up, punch to the face, goes to the headlock, goes to the wrist lock. So 13 going to try and get a little bit of revenge back here, and nice belly-to-back suplex. 13 going right after Rico Rain, putting him right in that surfboard stretch. But Rico's right next to the ropes. 13. Oh, and Rico's able to counter to the knee to the face of 13. Rico goes to the waist side, backside, goes to the headlock, countered. Hits the drop knee jawbreaker. And 13 going right after Rico. And the Apostle, you see him just there's there, and 13's going to put him in the moose knuckle. It looks like Rico's going to make it to the ropes this time. But the Apostle's right there. And Rico barely gets to the ropes. 13 punch to the face. Rico counters the punch of his own to the face. Rico goes to the waist lock. Standing switch. Sent to the opposite side. And 13 drop kicks and clotheslines Rico out of the way. 13 rolls over Rico, going right back to that moose knuckle submission. But Rico's in the center of the ring, so he might not be able to get out this time. And Rico's going to try and go on the other side, but 13's got it locked in. That moose knuckle's tight, and Rico 13 pulls back, and Rico taps out. 13. Make sure this goes according to plan. Apostle comes in, putting his hand up for 13. And the Apostle apologizing to 13 for his last week's interruptions. But it seems all is forgotten now. Or forgave. As the show keeps rolling along. Well, looks like we got a segment coming up. What do we got here? Oh, Sam and Rico having words. Our mic's not picking up with them, but Sam looks very stoic. And from what I'm reading, he's pretty much says, "I'm going to rule you, boy. You best be ready." So Sam and Drake talking about their submission match later this evening. I think it was something to the effect of, "You won the first one, I destroyed you the second time. Now I'm going to make you tap. And it's what you do best. Tap out." So. Or Sam's just trying to get in the head of Drake. But hell, we don't know. But I believe our next match is going to be Marsh and Frankie. We saw the first round. Frankie just dominating him all over the place. By the same token, Marsh, that was a solid match they had. Marsh got the first pinfall with the coast to coast. But Frankie was able to bring in the bowcaster twice and nail it. So Marsh is looking to get back in the win column this time against Frankie. And I'm getting word that Rico and 13 are going to have a Extreme Rules match come next week. So that will be physical regardless. As Marsh is rolling down the ring. Marsh is going to try and knock that chip off Frankie's shoulder from the first round, so. Well, as Marcus makes his way down the ring, so we'll see how this goes, ladies and gentlemen. Frankie round one. Marsh is going to try and make sure he doesn't win round 2. Here we go. Marsh opens up with a clothesline right out the gate. Frankie pushes Marsh away. Hits the running neck breaker. Stomps on Marsh a little bit. Goes for a second one. Marsh rolls away. Hits another clothesline. Frankie fights his way out of another one. Frankie hits that shoulder block. Spins Marcus around. And he says, Marshall, have a pole. And Frankie picks up Marsh. And just going to hit. Overhand toss him. Jesus, the strength of Frankie is regardless. Big teardrop suplex. Marsh kicks the midsection, goes to the headlock. Big high running knee. That knee lift all the way to Saturn. Here's the go over one. Oh, and Frankie kicks out. The ref thought he went night-night after that high knee right to the head, but Frankie comes back with a scoop slam. Picks up Marsh once again. Goes to punch him. Marsh counters him. Goes for that wrist lock submission hold. And Frankie's going to head scissors his way out of it. Frankie stomps on Marsh, rolls away. Frankie, another big shoulder block. Marsh gets back up, goes the wrist lock. Deep arm drag. Marsh driving those pointless elbows right to the shoulders of Frankie. And Marsh going to bash his head in now too. Because why not? Marsh, and he walks into a big back body drop. And Frankie's going to start teeing off on his face. Stomps on Marsh. Frankie picks Marsh back up. Frankie goes to the waist lock. Marsh counters to the wrist lock. Frankie counters that to a headlock. Marsh counters that out to a wrist lock and drops the elbow to the throat. Frankie sweeps the legs out as Marsh was trying to build momentum. Frankie gonna just drop that elbow right on the knee of Marsh. Big right hand there, but Marsh comes back with a right hand volley of his own. There's that rotating Russian leg sweep. Marsh dumps Frankie over the top ropes onto the floor below. Marsh. Frankie has no idea where he's at currently, but Marsh is going to wait and tell him to have a barricade. Tells Frankie to have the other barricade. Barricade. Frankie dumps Marsh into a barricade. Headbutt! Nobody wins. Frankie's going to dive back in. Marsh is going to follow suit. Got a 6 count, big right hand. Frankie's going to throw it into the corner. Kicks the midsection, but Frankie catches him. And oh, he's going up for the bowcaster. Hits the bowcaster. Here's the cover 1. Marsh kicks out at 1. But Marsh counters it. And Marsh, snap suplex. That could be it. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. Snap suplex him right into that bottom rope. Marsh gets the pinfall victory. Very tight snap suplex there. It's going to set up very interesting things between these two next week. Marsh and savoring his victory against Frankie. Our next matchup is going to be very interesting now. Next on the list is going to be 4X versus William. We saw an epic match last week where both of these guys just went full tilt for best 2 out of 3 falls. And I believe this is a last man standing match. We'll have to go to our ring announcer and find out next. But William was able to question the victory after hitting that RKO off the top. Didn't get the pin right away, but cleaned up after that match. But William's going to make his way down to the ring. And it is confirmed. William versus 4X, last man standing. But William's going to restart the scorecard with a win in the win column. Now 4X to see if it's time for him to bounce back. We'll see whose durability can last up. Because we know both of these guys can go. And 4X trying to pick up right where he left off at. But these two shook hands. Last week after their match, so will they have the same because they said they're here to put a show on for the fans. They've ran into each other so many times now. It's not a matter of wins or losses now. It's giving the fans something to make their nights memorable. So we get to see how this one ends. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Last man standing.
Tonight's last man standing match, and this one's going to be a physically brutal battle. As brutal.
William goes to the 4X goes to the waist lock, hits the Frankensteiner. 4X picks up William. William goes to the headlock. Big European uppercut. Stomp on him. William goes to the headlock. Big European uppercut once again. Gonna start chopping the head off of 4X there. There's 3. Trying to make sure, trying to readjust 4X's jaw there. And these guys know each other so well, so expect counters and lots of counters. And there's a little pop-up Hurricanrana. 4X drops the elbow to the face. Body scissors, head scissors, elbow drop. Stomping on 4X. 4X picks up William, goes to the headlock. 4X goes to the wrist lock, back to the headlock, drops the elbow to the throat. William sweeps the legs out, cutting off 4X's momentum. And then start going kicks for days again. William's got European uppercuts, 4X has got kicks for days. Big missile drop kick in the corner. And how about a mule kick to the corner? God, that just is painful to watch. But William's like, really? That's it? William gets right back up. 4X counters to the wrist lock. Pull back, Hurricanrana. Spinning leg drop right on the knee of William. A nice little counter there. Snap mirror counter from William. They both lock up in the center. They stalemate. William goes to the waist lock. Standing switch to the headlock. 4X counters it to the wrist lock. Big judo toss.